But let's now go through an example where we will show all these techniques in action. Now I will be using this ContextMinds tool. There are, of course, there is a number of other different tools. The advantage of ContextMinds is that you can do all these things in one place, all the tasks, beginning from keyword research and ending with drafting an outline. You can do it all in one place. And the other thing, as I was saying, it's good to take notes in a visual way, to use some visual organizers. That's exactly what you can do in ContextMinds. So, sorry, I have to sign in, but by the way, you can see that you can sign up for free if you want to try that tool later. And also there will be the discount code for the paid subscription. Okay, so what you create in this tool are these visual maps, if you will, but that's not the most important thing. So let's say we have a blog about health and fitness, and we want to come up with some new topics for a new article for our blog. So health and fitness blog, we want to discover some new topics. Now, as I emphasized multiple times, the most important thing is knowing our audience. So what we should start with is defining our audience. So defining the core topics that our audience is interested in, or problems they have, or interests they have, and so on. So the app works this way. I have a blank canvas here where I can take notes and add topics, and I have these suggestions of related topics and keywords, which we'll use later. But first, put together the starting topics that our audience is interested in. So obviously, if you have a health and fitness blog, you know that our audience is interested in these two topics. Now, what the tool does is already searching through a database of keywords and of general topics that are related to what I typed here. So I can select an existing topic to later get better suggestions. Okay, so I add health, then we have fitness, physical fitness actually, and yeah, to keep things organized, I can add a note that these are our audience interests and group these topics here. And now we can actually take advantage of what we get here, which is a combined list of suggestions coming from general related topics from an internal topic database that the tool has. I also get trending questions and related keywords. So this is for the keyword research, and this is for finding topic discovery, for finding related topics. And actually, the related keywords can give me an idea of an interesting related topic, so I can use it all at once and just go through the list. So these are all things related to what I have here. So you can see that we get things like mental health. I could include it. Also, let's say our audience is also interested in mental health. And okay, let's say to keep our example simple, let's say these are the topics that we know our audience is interested in because we have done some research before, and we have spoken to our audience, and that's what we know. I see some question. Okay, so the suggestions which I get here, if I choose just the related topics, these come from Wikipedia. So it's a knowledge extracted from Wikipedia pages and the way they are connected. And so that's these related topics. Then I have this personal database. So these are the topics that I previously used or created manually. That can also be getting to the suggestion list. I could also use community created topics. So if someone else, some different user of ContextMinds creates and interlinks some topics and then makes them public, that's important, willingly publish them, then I can get them as suggestions here also. So these are the three sources of the general topics. Then these trending questions and related keywords, those both come from search engines. Okay, so going back to our situation, we have these general interests, and we are looking for something more specific to write about. If I go through this list, let's say here, workplace wellness, which is my eye as an interesting topic. I don't know much about it, but it's clearly, if I look here, it's clearly related to health, apart from some other things. And as I can see, it's some kind of programs that the employers can implement to improve health and other things of their employees. So this could be something that we could write about, but it's still very general topic. If I research the existing articles, which I can do through this suggestions button, I can see that there are obviously a lot of existing articles speaking about just what it is. And okay, another thing I can do is now delve into the topic research and keyword research and look at the keywords related to these topics. But I can see that most of the questions are or seem to be related to the employer side, so to the entrepreneurs or HR managers that want to implement some workplace wellness program and are finding out the ways how to do it and what they can do and so on. So let's say our audience are not exactly managers, so we could look for some specific subtopic related to workplace wellness that will be more interesting to our audience. So let's again turn on the related topics and check the related. What's related now. Okay, I should say something about how the tool works. So if I don't select anything in the map, I see topics related to everything I have here in general. If I select a specific topic here, I get topics related to that specific selected topic, but still more in the context of what I have here. Okay. And what I can do more is to turn on also these personal suggestions, because that way the topics that I wrote about earlier will get more priority, will get to top of the list. So this way the suggestions will get more personalized. Okay, so this way I come to these topics like spirituality, which come to my mind as an interesting thing, because spirituality can improve your mental health, and obviously mental health is an important part of workplace wellness. So if we focus this way and then check what's related to spirituality, we find these topics of things like Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga, and an idea of an article starts forming here from what I gathered, because we are getting to something like if you want to get better mental health, better mental state at your workplace, you might look into spirituality and you might try into these related practices like Tai Chi or Qigong or yoga. Basically do a few minutes of these exercises when you are at your workplace, and it can improve your mental health, reduce stress, and so on. And so now we have gathered some topics, and you can see that I haven't done any organization in here, and this could come into place right now. So if you remember that I mentioned mind maps and concept maps, so now I'm going to borrow one principle from concept mapping, which is basically connecting the topics we have here with some meaningful relationships. So from what we have here and the idea that I proposed, we could say that workplace wellness, the important part of workplace wellness is mental health, and we can represent it like this, with these relationships. In a similar way, we can say that spirituality may improve mental health, like this. Again, if I'm not sure about this, I could do some research into this, read something about it, or I could specifically create a separate topic and again find what's written about it. So maybe again something about how the tool works. If I click this suggestions button, it shows me some top web results and some recent web results on this topic. So obviously there is quite a lot of written about it. So I can definitely follow this line of thought. And what I wanted to continue with was, let's say these are kind of spiritual exercises that I can use to improve my mental health. So I could group these. Let's put there yoga instead of science of yoga. I could group these into, let's say, spiritual practices and say we help achieve spirituality. Now I'm simplifying here a lot, so for the sake of we don't have that much time here, so if you see something that you wouldn't agree with, let's just look away and focus on the principles, which is that I took the topics that I gathered and I organized them into a very simple concept map, which can now serve as a basis of further research and creating an outline. Now, what you might notice that I focused on the general topics, on how to connect them together, and now I should check the keywords, do the keyword research to include some specific answers to what people are interested in related with these topics. So I will again change this filter to show me only the related keywords and trending questions, and so here I get the related keywords. If I click on some of it, I get the search volume. Okay, what is Tai Chi? There will be obviously a lot of articles here, but we will definitely want to explain what is Tai Chi in our article. So we can include that keyword. And if I look further, let's say that this question might be also interesting for including, because we are speaking about mental health, and someone may have heard that Tai Chi is a martial art, so we should explain it. Even though in some cases it might be taken to be a martial art, it still helps you with your mental health. So this way I could continue looking at Qigong or yoga, and I don't see okay, I see that people are interested in all kinds of different yoga. So maybe I should check specifically whether people are interested in yoga at workplace like this. Okay, and I can see that it is something that is searched for. It has very, very low search volume, so it's a kind of a long tail keyword, but it means there will be probably not so many articles about it. And if we combine it with these other subtopics, we might get into something that is both interesting and mentions some keywords that people search for. Okay, so I could continue like this, simply selecting and checking the keywords and selecting those that look relevant in the context of what I have here. But let's stop it for now, because I have been speaking for a very long time and we don't have so much time here, and I don't want to bore you. So let's just indicate what the next step could be. So let's say if I gathered enough keywords and I have the idea of what to write about, I could start creating the outline. Before I do it, I create a copy of this map, because I'm going to reorganize it a lot, and there's some technical glitch happening. So okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, again, here I have a concept map of the idea that I want to write about. I've gathered some keywords that I want to focus on. I don't have so many of them because of the time limits here. I could obviously spend hours more, but let's see how I could proceed now with creating the outline. So okay, let's come up with some working title for our article. So that could be ways to practice spirituality. I made some typo here. Spirituality at workplace to improve your mental health. So that's working title of our article. And now we can use what we gathered to organize it into an outline. So we could start with explaining workplace wellness, say that mental health is definitely an important part of it, then introduce spirituality and say that it may improve mental health, and then jump to the specific advices that we will present in the article. So now we would mention these techniques and obviously introduce them, maybe mention something specific, and then go to the other one and the other one. Okay. So here I have some draft of an outline. What remains is gathering some resources that will help me write about each point on my outline. So again, I can use this button to get search results and some basic definition, and save those that I like as notes like this. So here I pinned it to the top. And one thing that I haven't spoken about is I got also some text generated by AI on the topic. Sometimes it's useful. So, and it's because it is generated by AI. I can use it right away. It's not plagiarism. It's original generated text. So it might be useful to actually introduce the topic of workplace wellness in my article. Similarly, I could continue gather some, especially for these specific questions that I chose to answer in my article. I would gather specific resources to research and maybe reference in my article. So these seem to directly answer my questions. So I saved them, and I will continue like this until I have enough resources for each point in my outline. Here in our example, I gathered something just for workplace wellness, and as an example for this question. And if I have, there are question in the chat. Checking plagiarism, that's a good question. There are specific tools that can check for plagiarism right here in ContextMinds. You don't get it, or it's not included right inside it, but when you have your article written, you can take it as a whole and upload it to some other tool. I think if you just Google plagiarism checking, you'll get at least 2 or more tools that can do it for you. But the general rule of thumb is that if you have generated text, then this should be safe to use right away. And obviously, if you have some existing article, then you can use it for research. We'd gathered the information from it. You can reference the URL, but obviously you can't directly use someone else's text in your article. You would have to rephrase it somehow. Now, let's finish this example. So if I have gathered all my notes, I can export everything now as a text, download it as a text file, which would look like this. It would be the list of the outline headlines, and including all the notes that I saved. So now I can go through it, rewrite it, maybe use the links to reference readers for more information. And